What if you lived in a place where time stood still, where people never seemed to age beyond the age of 30? Welcome to the town of Everdale, a quaint town that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale, but lurking beneath its charming surface is a chilling secret. Join us today as we explore the story of Emma, Jake, and Mia, three friends who find themselves unraveling a mystery that will change their lives forever. Are you ready to uncover the truth about why no one ages in Everdale? Let's dive in. Everdale was the kind of town that made you feel at home, with its cozy cottages and vibrant flowers lining the streets. Children played freely, and adults were always smiling. But Emma, Jake, and Mia felt something was off. They noticed that the adults in town seemed to stay the same age year after year. At first, it was just a curiosity. There was Mr. Thompson, the local baker. He had been baking the best bread for as long as they could remember, but his face always looked like it was stuck in a younger version of itself. Then there was Mrs. Carter, the librarian. She was just as spry as she had been when they were little. Yet, she never seemed to celebrate a birthday. The kids began to wonder, what was the secret behind this timeless facade? One summer afternoon, Emma suggested they investigate. "Let's find out why no one ages here," she exclaimed. Jake, a thrill-seeker at heart, was on board immediately. "Imagine the stories we could tell," he added. Mia, who loved mysteries, was already sketching a plan in her notebook. That weekend, they gathered flashlights, snacks, and courage for their big adventure. As they wandered the winding streets of Everdale, they decided to start at the center of town. The town square was buzzing with life, but much of it felt too perfect. They decided to visit the statue in the middle of the square. It depicted the town's founder, an old man with a wise smile. Emma recalled something she had heard about him. "Legend has it that he discovered the secret to eternal youth," she said, her eyes wide with excitement. The trio decided to investigate the old library next. Mia led them to the dusty shelves filled with books of history. After hours of searching, they stumbled upon an ancient diary. It belonged to a woman named Eliza who lived in Everdale over 100 years ago. The diary detailed strange happenings in the town. People began to stop aging after a mysterious festival. Intrigued, they learned that this festival happened longer ago than they could fathom. "What if the festival is the reason no one ages?" Jake suggested. "Maybe we should find out more about it," Mia agreed, while examining the diary. The next clue was hidden in the back of the library, an old map of the town. 3 mysterious locations were marked: the old church, the forest, and the riverbank. "We should check these places out tomorrow," Emma declared. That night, their excitement kept them awake. What would they discover? The following day, under a cloudless sky, they set out on their adventure. The old church was first on their list. As they entered, they were greeted by the scent of aged wood. The stained glass windows cast colorful shadows on the floor. Inside, they found an elderly gentleman named Mr. Jenkins. He told stories of the town's history and hinted at a hidden truth. "Is it true no one ages here?" Jake asked, unable to hold back his curiosity. Mr. Jenkins just smiled mysteriously. "Time is not always what it seems, my friends." Unsatisfied, they moved on to the forest next. The trees were tall and ancient, whispering secrets in the wind. It felt alive, as if it held memories of its own. They followed a narrow path until they stumbled upon an old stone altar covered in moss. Mia was drawn to it. "This must be the place from the diary. Eliza mentioned something about rituals taking place here." They decided to investigate further and noticed strange markings etched into the stones. Just then, they heard a rustling sound behind them. Startled, they turned to see a shadowy figure watching them. Mia was terrified, but Jake wanted to confront it. "Who's there?" he called. The figure stepped closer, revealing itself to be an older woman. "Leave this place now," she warned. "We're looking for the truth," Emma exclaimed. The woman shook her head. "The truth can be a heavy burden, dear children." They were stunned. What did she mean? The third location was the riverbank, bubbling with life. Here, they found a small cove with wildflowers dancing in the breeze.
As they explored, they noticed something shimmering in the water. Jake reached in and pulled out a delicate silver locket. Inside was a picture of a young couple who never seemed to age. Were they connected to the secrets of Everdale? Suddenly, a terrible wind swept through the cove, stirring up unsettling memories. The locket seemed to pulse in his hand. Before they could process what was happening, they heard a voice echoing around them. "The festival binds the souls of Everdale. To lose this gift is to age, and to age is to forget." What did this mean? At that moment, they felt an overwhelming sense of fear and confusion. What if this secret was too powerful to know? Still, they pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. As dusk began to settle in, they returned to the library. They began piecing together fragments from the diary and notes they had taken. It all pointed to the next festival, happening in just 3 days. The festival coincided with the full moon. This was their last chance to unveil whatever hidden truth lay beneath the town's ageless facade. They planned their strategy to explore the final mystery surrounding the festival. But as they discussed, an eerie feeling crept over the room. "Tomorrow, we will attend the festival," Emma said with resolve. They would face the truth, whatever it may be. The night before the festival, they gathered at Emma's cozy home. By candlelight, they shared their fears and hopes. Would they be sacrificed? Could they really change their fate? But amidst the uncertainty, they found strength in each other. The day of the festival dawned bright and beautiful. The town was abuzz with excitement, folks preparing for age-old traditions. As they joined the celebrations, they noticed an unusual energy. It felt like the air crackled with both joy and tension. The trio decided to split up to gather more information. Emma navigated through the joyful crowd, searching for clues. She overheard whispers about the sacrifice that would take place tonight. Meanwhile, Jake stumbled upon a group of townsfolk discussing the festival's history. "It's how we maintain our youth," one man said, oblivious to Jake's presence. Mia explored the periphery, noticing strange symbols drawn in the sand. As the sun set, the crowd gathered around a large bonfire. That's when the truth unfurled like a dark cloud. The town's residents began chanting as they prepared for a ritual. The siblings watched in horror as the townsfolk revealed the truth. To keep their youthful appearance, someone must be sacrificed to the ageless gods. Emma gasped, "We have to stop this." But how? They huddled together, heart racing, with terror gnawing at their courage. "We can't let someone pay the price for our curiosity," Jake said firmly. As the townspeople approached them in the moonlight, the trio braced themselves. Suddenly, Mia remembered the locket. "Maybe it connects us to the past," she cried. Without thinking, she held it up towards the bonfire. A blinding light erupted, stopping everyone in their tracks. The elders gasped, and the chanting ceased. "Who dares to disrupt the ritual?" The woman from the forest questioned, her eyes narrowing. "It's not right," Emma shouted, her voice firm. "No one should sacrifice their lives for eternal youth." The crowd shifted uneasily. Mia stepped forward, locket still glowing, and spoke boldly. "We are not your offerings." The ancient woman eyed the locket. In that moment of stillness, the crowd held its breath. "Perhaps I have been wrong, she admitted, her voice shaky. The town had lived for so long in fear of aging, but they could still make a choice, not just to hold on to youth, but to live fully, bearing the marks of time with pride. The locket dimmed, and the townsfolk began to step away from their mindless tradition. Let us embrace life, not fear it, one townsperson exclaimed. With that shift in energy, the weight of the story began to unravel. As the moon glowed over Everdale, life was restored not just to the townsfolk, but also to the trio. With a heart full of courage, they had changed the town's destiny forever. From that day on, Everdale transformed. The townsfolk began to age freely but lived each moment to the fullest. Emma, Jake, and Mia became local legends. No longer bound to the past, they carved out a future filled with laughter and memories. What do you think about their journey? Would you dare to uncover a secret like that? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating stories just like this one.